communicate. Despite being twice assessed as having a problem, he's never been under the treatment of an NHS speech and language therapist. You have pushed and pushed and pushed, haven't you, to see somebody?
Yeah, pushed and pushed and pushed. We have a meeting, a multi-agency meeting every 12 weeks for Harry. Each time we've attended, there's never a speech therapist. Where's the speech therapist? Could she attend the next one? Same thing happens at the next meeting. This has gone on for over 18 months. Bye-bye number 2, good boy.
Rather than therapy for Harry, the NHS has offered Jade training, which they tell me can be very beneficial. She now pays for private therapy.
I'm in a really good position that I'm able to do that, but I know there's a lot of families that I've spoke to before this that aren't.
Buttons on the floor.
Here at Nelson Mandela Primary in Birmingham, they also feel badly let down. As class starts, teacher tries to hold their attention. A bit more interest than
Mandela. Just like
most
from
are
my
eventually
school.
able to follow the song and join in the actions. But some, like Zachariah, really struggle, not just to speak, but to pay attention, to understand, to follow instructions, all part of a speech, language and communication need.
It's frustrating for us because we get children that you almost feel they've been written off, because sometimes parents have already noticed there's a problem and they've tried to get help, they've gone to their doctors and nothing's happened.
Bye, ball. Bye, ball.
This is why the school brought in Diana.
Gone.
She was part of a speech and language team in the NHS before being laid off with a number of colleagues 5 years ago.
Developing children's speech and language is not a target like cancer or heart or diabetes.
But if you don't get the speech and language right, what else goes wrong?
You don't learn to read and write. Zachariah!
10 years ago, the government commissioned the Burko report. It flagged up problems here and led to promises to deliver better services for children like Zachariah.
Wow, I better watch that, Mike. Mark, I'll have you. Better watch that, mate.
The Department for Health says there are around 160 more therapists today, and the government has invested an extra $2 million into therapy. But look at this from a recent CQC and Ofsted report. Services are overstretched, being reduced, rising referrals, unacceptably long waiting times. And today a new survey finds only 15% of parents and therapists believe there are enough services in their area. They say this will have consequences.
Data shows that over 60% at least have a communication difficulty in the youth justice system. But name any vulnerable group of children. Children in the looked after system, children with mental health issues, children at either excluded or on the fringe of being excluded, and the youth justice system, the majority all have communication difficulties.
Communication underpins everything from reading and writing to making friends and making a future. Get it wrong and many kids will flounder. So serious, but we do know, don't we? We all know that resources are really stretched in the NHS. There's huge increases in demand for everything, and I'm told as well there is quite a struggle to try and get the right number of therapists out there to recruit them. Now, come and meet my new best friend, Joe.
Hiya.
Hi there. Tell us what's on the menu, Joe.
We've got flapjacks, homemade carrot cake and homemade
granola. Granola. Right, okay. All of this and a drink down at the bottom in a minute. Okay, I want to introduce you to the deputy heads here. Louise and Adele. I'm losing my microphone. Sorry about that. Hold on. Louise and Adele, tell me, there is a really serious point, isn't there, to Butty Business Friday? What is it, Louise?
There is the business and enterprise sessions across school really help to support and develop our students' skills for life and living, and also to promote independence.
Yeah, so it's all about independence, it's about learning, it's also about trying to gain independence and find a job, isn't it? Because everybody gets work experience. Tell us about that.
Yeah, all the students at Pipe Hill do get work experience. It's very, very personalised for that student. So it could be internal in school, in the office, working with the site managers, or it could be with local businesses.
Okay, fantastic. And they don't get paid for the work experience. However, Butty Business Friday.
Well, on a Friday, all the staff have to pay for their sandwiches, and then the money's collated, isn't it, guys? And then they can choose what they want to do with the profits. They can go on a day out, a social trip, so it's fabulous.
Joe, let's bring the order in. We totally need to hear about how this money is spent. What's it going to be on, Joe?
It's going to be on trips on a couple of weeks' time, like on going to the cinema and that, and
cinema, and let's just go and see Mackenzie and Sahad. Come back, Joe, because we've got 30 sandwiches to make, Joe. Stop sleeping here. Mackenzie, what are you going to spend your wages on?
I'm bowling.
Bowling, fantastic. And Sahad, I know you are very excited about a trip to
going.
Going out to where? For a meal. A meal. Can I come? Can I come? Maybe. Joe doesn't look convinced. Anyway, from us, Butty Business Friday, back to you.
I'm just not going to.
Yes, Jane, can I just share it? I know we've had enormous amounts of interest in this series throughout the week. But I just want to share, maybe, and you could share this with some of the staff down there. Sophie's been in touch saying, I think that school you're at today is amazing. Staff doing an amazing job. It's a hard job, doesn't pay much. People do the job for the love of it. In amongst meeting some wonderful young people there,
so true.
people are full of praise for the staff who work. And I know, this is just one place, isn't it?
It is. It absolutely is. You can't hear, but there's a whole army of cheerleaders out there writing into our programme right now saying, you guys rock. Amazing. But also the staff as well, you do a great job, honestly. You can always say something, Joe. Cameraman.
I want to say thanks everyone for cheerleading us. If you want, keep saying it for Manchester.
Yes, boom, boom. I love it. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you for having us.
Lovely, Jane. Thank you very much. Joe, a bit of a special thank you to Joe there. He's a natural. He is a natural.
He's a star of the programme. So you've been hearing the comments. Thanks very much for getting in touch. Keep doing it. bbcbreakfast@bbc.co.uk is our email, or get in touch via Twitter, #BBCSent.
7:56 the time now. That means it's time to get the news, travel and weather where you are.